The story opens at Emperor Land in the Antarctic region, a few years after Mumble became the savior of the penguins and stopped the famine from wiping them out. It is mating season once again, and the penguins are singing and dancing like they usually do, with Gloria and Mumble taking the lead. Eric, son of Mumble and Gloria, cannot dance like the other penguins, and his father tries to teach him some moves, but he slips into a hole and pees himself. This results in a burst of laughter from the other penguins, so Eric gets embarrassed and hides inside an iceberg. Mumble and Gloria go to their son to pacify him, but the little penguin remains inside the hole and sulks. Among the penguins, Ramon, the Adelie penguin, who is Mumble's best friend, finds it hard to find a mate, as the female penguins refuse to pick him because of his stature and difference. He sadly gets into the same hole where Eric is, soon after announces that he would be going back to Adelie Land, and he sets off. A few moments later, Eric's friends, Bo and Atticus, get into the hole to stay with him, so Mumble and Gloria let them be. Underneath the ice, inside the water, a swarm of krill is moved away from their habitat by a giant iceberg, so they all swim in their numbers to find another place to stay. Will, an adventurous krill, is not happy with the way the swarm lives without purpose. He becomes curious and determined to discover what lies beyond the swarm, while his best friend, whose name is Bill, reluctantly follows to ensure his safety. At Emperor Land, Mumble, Gloria, and the parents of Eric's friends head to the hole where they were and discover that the little penguins are no more there. The parents begin searching for their children, and Mumble decides to go out to find Eric and his friends. However, Eric, Bo, and Atticus join Ramon on his journey back to Adelie Land, while Mumble follows their footprints from behind. Ramon finally arrives with the little penguins to Adelie Land, which is now being ruled by a flying penguin con artist named Sven. Ramon greets his friends, the amigos, who tell him about Sven, but he does not believe that he is no longer going to be the center of attraction to the penguins. The crowd of penguins gathers around to listen to Lovelace while he introduces Sven, who makes a dramatic entrance to the wonder of everyone, including Eric and his friends. Lovelace goes ahead to narrate Sven's life story to the penguins, while they pay rapt attention to him. Sven was the only one of his kind who survived the loss of his native fishing grounds due to his ability to fly. He was found injured by some humans on a ship, who took him in and catered for him. While with the humans, he met Lovelace, who was rescued from being suffocated by oil in the ocean, and they became friends. One day, Sven saw the humans cooking and eating chicken, so he became terrified that it would be his story one day. So, he informed Lovelace about this, and together they escaped from the ship to Antarctica, where the Adelie penguins live. There Sven performs his first miracles by revealing moss to the gullible locals, who decide to put him above them. Ramon, on the other hand, doesn't like Sven because of the attention he is getting, but Sven helps him find his prospective mate Carmen. Mumble soon arrives at the place of the Adelie penguins, where he finds the kids and tells them to return with him to Emperor Land. Eric refuses to go back with his father, but after some words of encouragement from Sven, he agrees to join his father, and they all begin heading home. On their way home, Mumble mentions to Eric that he is unique and would one day find his calling. But his son is still enthralled with Sven the flying penguin, and hopes that one day, he too would be able to fly. At Emperor Land, a gigantic iceberg moves across the water and blocks the entrance, trapping the Emperor penguins in a deep pit surrounded by ice walls. Mumble and the little penguins feel the tremor caused by the iceberg, but do not know what has happened to the rest of their species, so they continue on their journey. Will and Bill have successfully separated from the swarm of krill, and it dawns on them that they are at the bottom of the food chain. So, Will attempts to move up the food chain by eating another creature, while Bill believes he's going crazy because they are naturally herbivores. Mumble, Eric, Bo, and Atticus, on their way home, notice that the road which leads back to Emperor Land looks different, as a massive hole has suddenly appeared along the road. Mumble instructs that they go around the hole, but turns back to realize that the kids are already going through a narrow shortcut, so he joins them. While trying to cross a perilous ice bridge, an elephant seal named Brian the Beach Master refuses to let the penguins pass. Mumble tries to make him make way for them, but Brian insists that they go back for him to move instead. The little penguins try to get past the elephant seal, but he throws them across the icebergs, and this makes Mumble upset. He runs to hit Brian, and this results in the elephant seal falling off the bridge and getting trapped deep in the middle of an iceberg. Brian's fall reveals his two little sons who were behind him, and Mumble feels pity for them, so he goes out to try to rescue the stubborn elephant seal. Mumble lures a leopard seal to chase him into the ice, freeing Brian, earning his respect, so he promises to help Mumble whenever he needs help. When the penguins return to Emperor Land, they discover that the large iceberg has trapped the Emperor penguins in a deep pit surrounded by ice walls. The trapped penguins call out to Mumble to help them get food, so he decides to get help from the Adelie penguins, but Bo volunteers to go to Adelie Land. So, while Mumble, Eric, and Atticus deliver their meager supply of fish to the stranded penguins, Bo returns to Adelie Land for more help. Within the walls of the iceberg, the search party whom Noah, the elder, sent out, returns back to the colony and reports that there is no way out as all the routes are blocked. During the process of getting fish to the other penguins, Eric tries to deliver fish by flying like Sven, nearly tossing himself over an iceberg. Mumble saves him and scolds him for being careless, saying penguins cannot fly and also hinting that their friends and family are in grave danger. Eric begins to panic and Gloria sees this, so she sends her husband away to get fish while she sings to calm her son down. Eric gradually calms his nerves when he hears his mother's singing, coupled with the voices of the other penguins amid the northern lights. Meanwhile, Will relentlessly continues searching for an animal to prey upon in order to move up the food chain, while Bill loyally follows him from behind. The next morning, while some penguins unsuccessfully try to climb the iceberg, a large flock of birds arrives at Emperor Land to attack the trapped penguins. Eric and Atticus hide inside a hole in the iceberg, and some birds try to pick them out with their beaks. Noah the Elder encourages the other penguins to stand their ground and fight, but the birds gradually overpower them. Mumble arrives from fishing and chases the birds who are standing over the hole where Eric and Atticus are hiding. When all seems lost, Bo returns from Adelie Land with the Adelie penguins, who are being led by Sven. Mumble is delighted to see his friends and the other penguins, and immediately they get down to work. Sven orchestrates a cooperative effort to feed the trapped emperors through hunting and bringing back flows of fish from the sea. Still trying to be a predator, Will parts ways with Bill and tries to attack a fish, which is later scooped up by Sven, who gives it to Gloria, but Will escapes being eaten along with the fish. The frequency of the fish coming in begins to reduce, so Sven goes over to the ocean to figure out the cause. There, he sees the penguins trying to get the help of a ship containing the humans whom he and Lovelace escaped from. Sven gets terrified and goes to hide, while Lovelace goes out to draw their attention to the Emperor penguins who need help. The humans arrive at the place where the penguins are trapped and bring out their tools to thaw the iceberg. Will, on the other hand, is being tossed around through the various activities going on, and he wishes that his friend Bill was with him. As the penguins patiently wait for the humans to create an escape path on the iceberg, a blizzard suddenly begins that causes the workers to flee. When the blizzard finally ends, the animals are disappointed to see that the humans had left the work incomplete. Sven soon comes out of his hiding and announces that the sea is frozen, and it is impossible for the Adelie penguins to deliver fish. Frustrated, some of the Emperor penguins begin sliding on the snow in order to fly out of the trap. Their efforts are fruitless and Eric urges Sven to teach the penguins how to fly, but Sven reveals he's not really a penguin, but a puffin bird. This revelation from Sven causes an uproar among the Adelie penguins, and they blame Lovelace for bringing a bird to them. Sven apologizes to the penguins, saying that he had nowhere to go. Mumble suddenly starts tap dancing and, after seeing snow fall across the chunks of iceberg, instructs the penguins to do the same. He leads the penguins in a dance which gradually weakens the ice and makes several chunks break loose. The broken chunks send Bo, Atticus, and various penguins into the place where the Emperor penguins are, and the little penguins reunite with their parents. The broken icebergs displace the balance of Eric and Lovelace, so they tumble towards the edge, and Mumble grabs the threads from Lovelace's vest to prevent them from falling. The thread snaps and Lovelace begins falling to the ground, but Sven holds him to lessen the effect of the fall. Eric, on the other hand, is pulled to safety by the other penguins who assist his father. Ramon realizes Carmen is trapped below, so jumps down to be with her, finally winning her love. The iceberg cracks open again, bending over, and with an extra force, it would fall completely. But Mumble injured his foot when he tried to save Eric earlier, meaning that he can't lead the Adelies on the dance steps to carry out. Sven proves himself a worthy dancer, and despite the uproar from the penguins, he leads the remaining Adelis in dance. Seeing that the penguins are dancing, Eric and Mumble head to the elephant seal beach to seek Brian to ask him for help in collapsing the ice. During the dance, Will is tossed into the water, where he is drawn into the dark deep ends. He becomes scared and begins regretting his actions when he sees Bill, his friend. Bill wakes up the rest of the swarm, who are also underwater, and they are all excited to see Will. The prodigal Krill apologizes to the swarm, but Bill tells him that his action made them have an understanding about their lives. Bill reveals they are now legends after sharing their journey with the swarm. Mumble and Eric arrive at Elephant Seal Beach, where Brian is in the middle of a dominance fight for the beach. Mumble interrupts the contest and pleads with Brian to render his assistance in freeing the Emperor penguins. Shockingly, Brian declines because of his beach master duties and arrogantly tells Mumble off. Disappointed and defeated, Mumble turns to start going back to the penguins when Eric suddenly begins singing. In his song, Eric praises his father for his bravery and lectures Brian for refusing to help after Mumble rescued him. This song touches the heart of Brian, so he assembles the elephant seals to travel in their numbers to Emperor Land. Arriving at the iceberg, the elephant seals begin thumping on against it in unison, while Eric breaks into a song. Gloria joins in the song along with the other Emperor penguins, the elephant seals, Ramon, the amigos, Carmen, Lovelace. Under the ice, Will hears the singing and thumping coming from the penguins and elephant seals, so he instructs the swarm of krill to join in. Outside, each of the elephant seals give a final thump to the iceberg, and Mumble even calls on Sven to join the work to destroy it. After a while, with the collective efforts of all the animals around the area, the iceberg crumbles, creating an uphill passage through which the penguins walk out from. The penguins who were separated from their friends and family all reunite. Mumble and Eric reunite with Gloria, and the family holds themselves in a happy, warm embrace. This is where the movie ends. Thanks for watching. See you soon with a new movie recap. Till then, stay happy and chill out.